Thank you. Good morning. Your Honor, President of the State of Israel, Mr. Isaac Herzog, although from distance, I will return to my own personal connection with the Herzog family later in my address. Justice Professor Eliakim Rubinstein, former Deputy President of Israel's Supreme Court. There are many Polish dignitaries here, and as I'm always bad in pronouncing, I ask Professor Alexandra Grabias to name without any mistake. So please, Alexandra has a very important role in our conference today.
I'll do my best. Minister Maria Ehart, Undersecretary of State at the Ministry of Justice, Poland. Mr. Jan Łazicki, Plenipotentiary of the Minister of Foreign Affairs for contacts with the Jewish diaspora. Mr. Zygmunt Stępiński, Director of the Polin Museum. And Advocate Katarzyna Gajowniczek-Pruszyńska, the Dean of the Warsaw Bar Association. I think this is the Polish representation.
Thank you.
And Meir Linzen, who's Polish as well.
Mr. Felix Klein, Federal Government Commissioner for Jewish Life in Germany and the fight against anti-Semitism. Mr. Antonio Martino, Director of Department of Fostering Austrian Jewish Cultural Heritage and Combating Anti-Semitism. Representative of Polish Parliament and Diplomatic Corps. Our keynote speaker, Bernard-Henri Lévy, Professor Bernard-Henri Lévy, which pay very heavy price to his expressing the views. And thank you very much for coming here. Our presenters, and I note that you are among the most senior in academic circle. I will mention only one name, and that's my friend, Professor Ariel Porat, the president of Tel Aviv University, professor of law. Members of the IJL executive board members, IJL staff, members of the IJL, and my dear friend, Irit Khan, President Emeritus of the IJL. Friends. It's my honor to open the international conference of the IJL entitled Anti-Semitism and the Jewish People in the Legal Aftermath of October 7th. We're holding this conference in the Polin Museum, the Museum of the History of Polish Jews. The Polin Museum stands in the heart of what was Warsaw Ghetto, established by the Nazis in the heart of Warsaw, where Jews of Warsaw and the surrounding districts were herded together. There, the Jews died in hunger, sickness, torture, and execution. From there, hundreds of thousands of Jews were sent to death camp in Treblinka. Holocaust Remembrance Day is marked in Israel each year on 27th of Nisan, the day when, in 1943, the Warsaw Ghetto uprising broke out. The Warsaw Ghetto is symbol of Holocaust and heroism. But for me, Warsaw Ghetto is not just a symbol, but something very personal. My late mother, Ita Linzen, née Weissman, together with large portion of her family, were banished from Skierniewice, a small town near Warsaw, and other towns to Warsaw Ghetto. They lived only a few hundred meters from here in number 32 Zamenhofer Street. My grandmother, my mother, several of her sisters and her brothers, together with other family members, squeezed into a small apartment. Those who remained in the ghetto either perished in the ghetto or was sent to die in Treblinka. My mother escaped from Warsaw Ghetto and survived the Holocaust. Escape from the ghetto, yes. Survived, yes. But her personal story symbolizes also the fate of the Jews in Poland. After she fled from the ghetto, my mother was caught and sent to labor camps near Warsaw. From a labor camp in Pionki, my mother was sent to Auschwitz-Birkenau, and from there she was sent to Hindenburg labor camp in the area of Poland that was annexed by the Nazis to Germany. As the Red Army approached, my mother was sent to Bergen-Belsen. Where she spent several months in building, housing 1,500 people. Of those 500 Jews, around 40 survived. Most died of hunger and sickness. Of the 40 who survived, many died soon after the war. One of the liberators of Bergen-Belsen was an officer in the British Army, Captain Chaim Herzog, later President of the State of Israel, and before taking his honorable office, he was my mentor as an attorney. On 27th of January 1945, the Red Army liberated Auschwitz. That day is recognized as International Holocaust Remembrance Day. The day following the ceremony marking the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, a conference was held here at the Polin Museum on the subject of Holocaust denial. I was supposed to discuss legal aspects of Holocaust denial, but for me, Holocaust denial is not only a public or legal issue. It's truly personal issue. Holocaust denial, to large extent, is denial of my own identity. I quote some sentences that I said in that conference, where my grandparents, on both my father and my mother's side, was not killed in the Holocaust, where my uncles and cousins were not murdered in the Holocaust, were not hundreds of my family members murdered in the Holocaust. If you deny Holocaust, you deny my identity, which stretches back through generations over hundreds of years. A number of weeks ago, a court in Milan convicted an internet personality named Cecilia Parodi of offenses of incitement to hatred. In connection with her anti-Semitic outburst, both IJL and I personally joined the criminal proceedings. I want to quote Mrs. Parodi. I hate everyone, all the Jews. I hate everyone, all the Israelis. I hate everyone who defends them, all the journalists, all the politicians, all the cowards, everyone. I hate you. Why did you ruin the world? You have robbed us of every right. If one day I see all of you hanging by the feet in Piazza Loreto, the main piazza in Milan, is not enough. Piazza Tiananmen is needed. I swear to you, I will be in the front row spitting on you. Outbursts like this are flooding the internet daily. Throughout Europe, there are anti-Semitic demonstrations and demonstrations denying the right of the State of Israel to exist. There are physical attacks and minor disturbances against Jews for being Jews in Europe, Australia, Canada, and the United States. The life of Jewish students in Europe and in other places around the world has become intolerable. The Jews of Europe and many other places feel this as reminiscent of the 1930s. Only this time they know what the outcome was. Marian Tursky, one of the last survivors of Auschwitz, said in the ceremony marking 75th anniversary of liberation of Auschwitz, Auschwitz did not fall from sky. We cannot simply talk about a wave of evil that will pass. That train has already left the station. Today, we must say in the clearest and simple terms. 1. Any anti-Semitic action, speech is not only serious in itself, but taken together and taking the background with other anti-Semitic action speech represent a danger to the existence of the Jewish people. 2. Any accusation against a Jew living in the diaspora for actions or omission of the State of Israel is illegitimate and itself represent a serious act of anti-Semitism. 3. The State of Israel is one of very few nations in the world facing the danger of extermination. The State of Israel is the only state of the Jewish people, denying of the right of the State of Israel to exist, denying Zionism, the movement representing the rebirth of the Jewish people, is an anti-Semitic act and must be fought against. 4. Disproportionate criticism of the State of Israel, criticism which does not take into account what happened to the Jewish people only 8 years ago, as well as existentialist threat to the State of Israel since its birth until today, is an act of anti-Semitism that must be fought against. This also in accordance with the IJL definition of anti-Semitism. I am a man of moderation, a man in the center, but we are living in time of emergency to the State of Israel and the Jewish people. With the IJL, small but stubborn organization, will do whatever we can through legal means to fight against these phenomena. I wish all of you a meaningful and productive conference, and I hope that you will enjoy the lectures and the absorbing panels. Thank you.